Waiting for this one for a long, long time because one, you disappeared off the internet. So before we go in, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream, to the pod, dominating impulse, unfiltered '06 Chris. This one, this one I've been super excited to do because, like I said, my man's just disappeared from the internet, disappeared from streaming, disappearing from rapping. So I had to hunt him down to get him on the show. So welcome, my brother. How you doing? It's been a minute. Hope all
Yo,
is well.
thank you so much for having me, bro. It's yo, that's such a funny intro because I did disappear.
No, like you really, my man's literally disappeared. I'm like,
What's
where do
up?
you look? Like when I put these shows together, I tailor them to who I want to talk to, right? So I'm like, dog, where do I find this man? Like, oh wait, I got him on Discord. I can't find him on email. He shut his Twitter down. Like you disappeared. So before we get into the meat of this show, introduce yourself to the people. First off, I hope you're well. You look like you're doing well, look like the break served you well. So, like, introduce yourself to the people, my brother.
Yo, I appreciate that. I'm Chris, aka O 06 Chris, aka a lot of names: Doctor Octopus, T6000, Advanced Human Cybernetic Organism, Cool as a Cucumber Chris. I got many names, but either way, I just kind of exist, man. I used to be heavy into the Twitch streaming world because it was like a nice path for me to do live content and breath and broadcasting, and I've always just loved presenting my myself, expressing myself, talking about ideas, creating discussions, especially in online spaces when you have the ability to reach people that are like-minded and such. I just like building those communities. So in general, the things that I tend to do, whether they be streaming music, YouTubing, whatever I do, it tends to be focused around like empowerment, bringing people together, feeling good about yourself, things like that. So in general, like I call myself an elevator. You know what I'm saying? I like to bring people up, motivate people. Like I'm like a live energy beam of trying to get people and things going. So I'm out here.
It's crazy because, like I say, I do a lot of research to put these shows together for who I want to talk to. And when I was researching you, I'm like, damn, oh damn, he connected to Chris. Oh damn, I fuck with him. He connected to the homie. Oh, she connected to the homie. So I think a lot of people are going to appreciate you stepping back up in front of the camera, just to see you, because a lot of people don't know in this content thing, in this content space, parasocial relationships are born, and when certain people disappear, you kind of feel that a little bit. So I really do believe it's going to be a breath of fresh air for people to see you, hear you. um even before you faded away, you started to get controversial, and I think people appreciated that even more as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're giving the full range of Sick Chris, not just rapper, not just streamer, not just motivational speaker. So floor is yours, brother. Pick a topic wherever you want to start. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the world is not only interested with your disappearance, but like, what are you doing now? Who is Chris now? I think that's what we want to hear a little bit more.
Okay, right on. Yeah, I can address all that, man, because I haven't been in a place yet where I can address it and really talk about it, right? Like, so I don't know. In general, I've always just kind of been on this mindset that you have to do what you have to do to get to the next level. And I'm not saying you got to be like grimy or anything. I mean like working internally,
Okay.
which usually equates to like taking a metaphorical trip to Tibet, right? It's like, yo, I just went and like traveled the world and I came back with so much enlightenment. Sometimes you just got to disappear. And I come from a time, right? I'm 46 years old this year. So I come from a time where we weren't always connected, right? Like I didn't get like cell phone texting my friends until I was in college. So I'm already used to like just people just being
Talking
around,
to people,
right?
talking to
So I'm not,
people.
I don't have to be connected all the time for me to feel like I'm doing stuff, right? So I can easily detach.
Right.
That's the first thing. In a world where people are attached, I don't think people are used to people just detaching. So I'm like, I don't need this. Let me walk away. So in general, I took the break just to like work on myself, right? I overall in the past 2 3 years I've been unemployed just trying to figure out life, right? And like the highs and lows come with that, accomplishments, depression, all these things. And I kind of got to a point where I was feeling like I was forcing my persona out into the world without being where I wanted to be internally first. So things just felt like they weren't working out, right? Like I was applying to jobs, I was doing these, and opportunities just weren't doing what they're supposed to do. So I said, you know what? Maybe the universe is telling me, you can't pass go until you elevate in certain realms, right? So over the past
That's
couple
a
years,
bar. That's a bar.
it's been a mix of it started with therapy, then like I was in streaming and I stopped streaming so I could go to grad school. When I got out of grad school, after a year, then I just started thinking about all the ways that I was living life that were not getting me to where I wanted to go. So I'm like, yo, I'm here. I need to make money. I have skills. I have my family. I want to spend time. I want to travel and do all these things. Like, what am I doing right now that's a distraction? So I had to really look in the mirror. And that's when things like streaming, TikToking, like they didn't go away, but they fell by the wayside. Cause I'm like, yo, if I'm really trying to get ahead, how is this helping me to do that? And a lot of the things that I was putting my time and energy into, I reconcile that they were feeding my ego and not feeding my future self. So if I'm like Chris 5 years from now, and that guy's like, "Yo, what are you doing right now to make sure that you get to me?" Like streaming was not one of those things.
Let me
it
let,
was
let
like,
me
it's like, bro, you need to get your finances straight. Okay, you need to get
okay.
your emotions straight. You need to get your schedule going so you can be a good husband and father. You need to learn how to cook for yourself. You need to get your nutrition right. You need to stop gaining weight and start being fit. It was like all these things that were like, yo, if I'm really trying to live this life and be a person that advances myself and can be here for my daughter, then I can't be worried about playing video games right now. It's like the last thing I this like, and I feel for like the community of people that I've built and I miss going there. But overall, anytime I see anybody, right, that's like a higher being of inspiration, the Kobe's, the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, the people that are like higher upper, they're like all of them speak the same language. You got to focus. You got to know what's important. You got to go and you got to keep doing those things. So, yeah, you know, the things that we enjoy doing, and I'm only using streaming as an example, right? Just because we're talking right now. I love streaming and there's nothing, I have zero against the community. But it's, you can apply that to anything, right? It's like, yo, if you try your best and do all the things, you'll make it. But I just had to take a step back and ask myself, like, what is it that I'm really trying to make it at? So now I'm at a place like I've dropped accounts, I've like restructured things, and I'm still in the content creation space heavy. Like I have 4 accounts right now that I'm growing in different ways, shapes, and forms, with more to come. But I had to drop other things that were distracting me and pulling me away from my true self. In TikTok land, that equated to, my channel, my page that was 10, approaching 10,000 followers. I never quite got there, right? But approaching 10,000, but it was all built on teaching streamers things. And I was muddied in my mind every time I came to the camera. I was like, okay, who am I talking to? What am I trying to present? Am I trying to like repurpose myself? It was like this weird game of like, how do I want to present? And meanwhile, I'm like, yo, I don't need to present. I just need to show my life.
Let me
So
let,
I was
let
like,
me ask you a question for
so
you
I was
before
like, I
you
had to
keep
squash
cooking
that.
on that.
I'm sorry.
You,
So I had to squash that, and the new way for me is like episodes. So
I like that.
if you met me during that time in my life, you saw me for season 5 or season 4. In age years, that was season 45. In season 46, I'm on new platforms. I'm doing new things. So if we are meant to cross paths again in new seasons, you'll find me. But
Right.
in no way, shape, or form am I going to say, "Hey, I'm coming over here now." No, 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 bro, because that muddies what I create. And now I'm in a more pure place where if I'm coming to the camera, it's with a purpose, and like I'm like laser targeted right now. It's so fun to be where I am right now.
You're from the old guard of Twitch. How I discovered you, it's going to be a two-part question. You're from the old guard of Twitch, and how I discovered you was, um, of course, gameplay, of course, your live streams, but rapping and also smoking. I seen in my research in my notes right here. I didn't put it on your sheet. You stopped smoking, so I wanted to kind of bamboozle you with this. You stopped smoking, and you're also from the older generation of Twitch. So, how do you feel about that mental decision to step away from, we're gonna call a hobby, and what do you think about the current state of Twitch? Because like you say, now you're laser focused at a time when everybody is trying to be a micro influencer, a IRL streamer, It's just not the same when me and you first started on this journey. So like what led to those two things for you and mindset of how you see it and why you quit?
All right. That's good questions. So number one, I quit smoking marijuana for a time. I'm back to smoking now, right? So
Okay.
like what
Shout out.
happened was I was just
Shout
hey,
out.
welcome back, welcome back. So so what happened was I was just a long story short, I was in a time, like I said, where I was just trying to figure out why things weren't happening for me. And I just felt like the universe was like, yo, bro, you gotta reconcile your brain before you can be out here trying to think that you're owed anything. So I just started having like, what is this really doing for me? And I was smoking so often just because it was there that it really started like just fucking with like how I viewed myself and how I was interacting with the world. So I thought that like, okay, being sober was the answer. And I was sober for about like a better part of a year, maybe 8 months. And I documented that process on YouTube, all that stuff, right? And it was real, right? I was going through it and I
Some
didn't have
amazing
any.
videos, by the way. I
Oh, thank you
watched
very
them all.
much. Thank you. And I didn't have any intent of going back until I started grad school. And grad school was like late nights, stressed out, and I was going to art school, so I had to be
Okay.
creative. And it was just like I had to battle, something that I have used for years that I believe in for certain things. And for me, it's like coffee. So like, hey, okay, I'm back.
Right, right,
But so the whole journey ended up being, all right, taking a break, understanding what it was doing to me, and understanding what it feels like to not use on a regular basis, and seeing the reasons why I was picking it up. It was really just because of boredom and because I was used to it. Versus like, okay, I'm about to have an anxious moment. Let me calm myself down. I want to access another part of my brain. Let me get myself to that dimension, right? Like whatever
right.
the case was with intent, I had no intent before. But now, if I'm like sitting around, I'm like doing something, like sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let me go smoke. Let me just chill. And
You
I'll go to it and I'm like, you know what? I don't need that right now. And I'll walk away. I don't feel any kind of way, right? So
one
like I
one of
think
your
that's like,
videos inspired me too.
yeah, that's
And
like that's where I'm at right now is just I don't deny myself anything, right? Because life changes. I'm just trying to see how things can fit in ways that are not toxic to my life, right? Like if it's a truly toxic thing, then I shouldn't be going down that road anyway. But
right,
I've been in the game long enough and treated it scientifically and recreationally long enough to understand different effects and how it goes through me and how it shows up with me. So it's more about balance. As far as the streaming world now, it's funny. I don't watch any streamers now, not because I don't want, but because of time. Right? In the same sense, I'm like, how is this helping me get ahead? Like,
we
if I'm sitting down at my computer and I have like two TikToks and two YouTubes and like people's thing, all these schemes I'm trying to do, and I'm like, let me like, I'm gonna sit down and watch Twitch instantly before I even like push the mouse to the thing, my brain's like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing right now? You have so much other shit to do." And I feel bad because I'm like, I should go support the person, but then I'm like, you know what? I could just text them. Let me just, yo, how you doing, bro? I can't stop by your stream, but I'm thinking about you. Peace. Because it's real, right? Like I don't have that time these days to sit back and watch people, and I think that's what my view of Twitch is right now, right? Because Twitch in general, what I've learned when I first started going into Twitch and I was like really in the mode of, helping streamers and, we can all do this together. I come from a showcasing background, right? I like to perform. I like to talk. I love watching myself fucking talk, bro. It's like one of my favorite things. So like I'm really out here like how can I present myself in ways that are helpful, entertaining, X, Y, and Z. So I used to put like real time into my streams, like researching topics, coming up with segments, doing things that if you weren't interacting with me, you could still go and it was like a TV program because I've also worked in television, right? I've like crazy background. So I came with the idea or the mentality of like you're making something for people, right? But a lot of
Mhm.
streamers, they think they're making something for other people, but they're really doing it for themselves. And that's fine. If you're like, hey, I'm streaming for myself because it makes me feel good, then just fucking say that. But nobody says that, right? They say, I'm here because I want to help other people to feel seen. But I'm like, okay, what are you doing for that, bro? Because you're not doing anything for that right now. You're playing Mario Kart by yourself, and you're not even opening it up to your followers. So how is that helping anybody? Like, so really, streaming to me, it just, and for a moment too, just a quick sidebar. I was I spent a little time trying to coach people to make better presentations in streaming, which would, in my mindset, lead to more followers, right? Because you're making something good that people want to see. But
Right.
like in all my talking to all these streamers and interviewing people and like having people in my program, I just, it opened my eyes about how fucking selfish streamers are. Like, and I'm like, damn, like none of these people, when it comes down to the core, none of them want to do it for helping others. They want to get more followers so they can make money. How do I make money? How do I do this? How do I monetize? Like, where's the part where you're like making some kind of thing for people that helps them to play Mario Kart better? Or are they just watching you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you actually doing?
See, I
Are
think
you
that
just
is,
doing like a donation? What's it fucking called? A donathon with a subathon because you
yeah.
want to like really help kids, or because you think it's a shtick? Because
See,
if you
like,
were really trying to help people, like you would do something that would raise more than $5. And if you were really trying to help, you wouldn't be like, "Hey, pay me for every 10 subs I get, I'll put whipped cream on my nipples." Bro, first of all, I don't want to see that. Why? And second of all, why is it so expensive? If you want people to help, make it a low barrier. But nobody does that shit, bro. So like everybody's just like me, 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 me.
I,
So like in general, what I think of the streaming world now is like it's it's terrible and it's fake. And the people that are doing things intently to help people, like I want to see y'all shine all day, right? Like those are the people that are like, hey, I'm showing up today because I know people are having a bad moment. Like one person that comes to mind is I'm not gonna like name drop, but like this guy Matty Pace, right? He just shows up and he's like spends hours making people feel beautiful, special. Like he's like really in it. I'm like, yo, that's intent, right? That is like I'm here to make you feel better. Like playing fucking, you know what I'm saying, playing like Call of Duty and being like, oh, getting kills and showing off your, that's not helping anybody. Like,
I
so
think about it.
so I'm just in general of that wave. Like, I wish people had more intent and said, hey, if I'm showing up to this like platform, how can I actually make a bridge with somebody else, connect the world versus just being out here just because I can and I have toys.
No, I get that. I get that. I think Twitch changed. And first off, I think gaming itself was a little bit better when it was niche before it got as corporate as it became. But I think Twitch changed a little bit. So it's like, like one of my mans, he plays heavy Call of Duty and Madden. I'm like, bro, why, like you're just as good as me. Why don't you be a streamer or at least put yourself in that boat? And I think the helping aspect started to be more diluted over the competition, and I have to be what I call, this is my term, I call them the IRL crash dummies. There are some good IRL streamers, like a few of them, like Tasteful, we about to go here, check this out or showcase this. Like there's some good ones, but most of them aren't. So it's like I think streaming is looked at based on what demo and what age you in, because there's some people who are a little bit older than me who see streaming a certain way. There's some people who are younger than me who see it a certain way. And I think it all goes to your barrier of entry on this entertainment space. Because I told somebody this the other day, as a streamer, as a podcaster, as a YouTuber, I give up a little bit of luxury with enjoyment of things because I'm putting myself out here so much. But with that being said, I'm also elevator music and background music at the same time. And I don't think enough of these streamers or creatives like real life understand it. So I really feel you on the disconnect. Like I was saying when you were talking about why you stopped smoking, there's certain times of the day I don't even smoke anymore because of your videos. Like when I want to go sleep, I'm gonna go sleep. I ain't say that I'm
Right?
like I'm gonna stop blazing. It's just like I'm about to make sure my mind isn't locked on a autopilot or I'm dependent on something. You feel me? Like, and that goes for caffeine. It's like people look at certain things in certain ways. Like you can go to any store in America and get coffee, Mountain Dew, caffeine, energy drinks, but you don't think you dependent. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think I really wish you would like make that full fledged comeback, because some of your stories I think a lot of people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? And as you say, balancing grad school and being a dad and being a husband. How do you balance that as a creative as well? Like keeping your wheels turning, but also not neglecting your priorities, because me and you both know and have been inspired possibly by people on a higher tier. and they hear and they say, well, I neglected my family and I gave this up and I spent all this time at the studio and I spent all this time at the gym. So how do you balance that while still staying true to yourself and sparked creatively?
Thanks. First off, for that, I am coming back, bro. It's. I'm not like putting any dates on it. I'm coming
Okay.
back. I just have I always have the itch to like be out here. Like I said, I love like seeing myself talk too much, so it's like I gotta find a way to do it. And I appreciate coming on here to having this. You know, this helps me to like scratch that itch a little bit. But I'm gonna make a comeback. It's just all about intent these days. So when I do, it'll be, first of all, it'll be when I'm like making real money, right? I'm like still I have like plans and schemes which I'll talk to here, but I just need to get in a good place before I'm like taking energy away from things that are helping me get ahead in those kind of ways. But as far as like the balance, man, like I was in the Navy for like 5 years, actually 10 years, 10 years if you count school, but like 5 years active duty on like ships and shit. But when I was there, like, it's the military, right? So everybody knows you just do what they say. And I was an officer, so I was in charge of people, and I always was like, yo, guys, if we get the work done, you can go home. I don't care about like what the ship is doing. I'll cover for you. If you get busted doing something stupid, I can't help you, but like let's balance life, right? So I've never thought that you have to adhere to here's how you things get done, and this is how you succeed, and this is how you get ahead. I've always thought like if this is my life, then hopefully I can craft it in a way where I can achieve everything. That doesn't mean that like I don't, try and work, and sometimes I'm putting too much energy here or there. It's like always a constant thing, but I'm always thinking about how I can make things exist, right? So if I want to be a streamer and a YouTuber and a TikToker and a dad and a husband, right? Like those are all the things. Like I start from the basics. I start like, okay, how much time is in a day? 24 hours. When do I sleep? Okay, cool. I have like so many hours left. How can I accomplish these things? And I'll literally go with like a pen and my iPad and I write, okay, dad stuff, creative stuff, and I start with those buckets. And then when I go deeper in those, I'm like, okay, this time from 4 to 8 p.m. is going to be creative time. Now I don't know what I'm doing in there, but I know that I sectioned it off. So from the higher macro standpoint to my family, all they know is that daddy is available from 8 to 10. At 10 o'clock he has some creative stuff to do. At 12 o'clock he's going to go do DoorDash. At this time he's available, right? They just know like the big blocks. So I really work to communicate the importance of those blocks to my family. I'm like, yo, guys, as long as you give me time to do X, Y, and Z, I promise I'll give you something in return, right? I'll give you that time back. And then I don't have a job, right? I'm committed to the artist's life and trying to like make it work freelancer style. So I don't have to report somewhere, right? So during like the weekdays, my daughter's at school and my wife is doing her job. So that gives me like the whole day to do all my stuff, right? And excuse me, I've just always believed that the kind of adventure of life is better than the security of and boredom. So I'm
Mhm.
not adverse to changing up my routine, finding a new way to make income, make money, so that I can piece the puzzle together if things shift. So
Gotcha.
it's a constant battle, man. You have to always be aware that you're not the only center of the universe, right? In your family, they need you, so you can't just be like making paintings all day in your basement. You got to like do responsibilities, but you also have to let your family know, like, hey, if I don't go paint, I'm gonna be a crazy asshole. So how can we work this out?
Bars on my
are you
mama.
gonna are you gonna help me to relieve some stress, or do you want me to come to you with all the stress bearing on the world? You don't want that. So like let's make a deal. And
Nah,
I
yeah.
will also allow you to do that, right? Like my daughter, if you time alone, we'll work it out. My wife, you need to go do so, I'll work it out. So it's always to me about like, we're people out here, nobody tells us how life's supposed to be. So we're really in charge of how it gets put together, right? Like how can I
That's
structure it so
facts.
that the things I need to do get accomplished? And then the last part is doing what I can to make sure I'm getting efficient. So like right now, my if I make a TikTok video, it takes me like 15 minutes from conception to posting. And that's with
Ooh
like
wee.
effects, editing. My
Mm,
my process is so
I'm
critical right
jealous.
now
I'm
that I've
jealous.
been like, yo, because I really go through them like, how can I take out the stress because I really need to do this. And I don't want to take 2 hours making something to make my family feel bad. Let me figure out how to do it in 15 minutes so I can get back to life.
Hey, I feel it. I feel. Hey, I'm about to take some more of your bars from balancing. I kind of do my day a little bit the same way like that. Like because I told myself in 2023 when I was trying to become a Call of Duty next creator, top 250, I was like, I spent way too much time at this desk. And I made a promise to myself that that's just not like I can be locked into the grind, but I'm not going to be letting the grind be locked on to me. Like I want to go do other, if I want to go to the bar or shit, if I want to go do anything, like you feel me? Like you say, it's 24 hours in a day. I also got to compartmentalize that with other people. So I definitely feel that.
Yeah, people be creating their own cages out here, man. They're like, yo, I'm doing this. I gotta grind it until I figure it out. It's like, bro, like you're in a dungeon.
Also, one of the reasons I told myself that I would never put my setup back in a basement or a room where doors are being closed. Sometimes I just look, like weird shit. I think it like close off your creativity to the world. Speaking of that, Mr. Super Creativity, how do you balance ADHD? How, how do you balance not making yourself crazy along with trying to balance this crazy world, if that makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Because I
uh,
struggle with this a little bit too.
the thing, that's man, it's a forever struggle, man.
Facts, facts.
I for me, what I've learned this past year is the more that I can ventilate myself, the better off I am. So when I was streaming, like the live aspect of my life, that was a great way because I was just like, who fucking cares? Right. So
I
I just
actually like the raps. I like the raps
right. I
myself.
just like had a great time. Just like, and I felt like so like easy afterwards. Right. So I don't have that right now. So what else do I do? And it's really been, a path of discovery. I'm so grateful right now. I'm going to drop the biggest gold bar gem that I use in my life to this day. That is like the ultimate. And that is ChatGPT. And I don't want to hear people talk about like AI. I'm like, I get it, bro. AI is bad for the environment, it's bad, but it's here, right? This is like people saying the internet is bad, and yo, you're gonna use it. You can also like hit a nail in the wall with your head, or you can use a hammer. You know what I'm saying? There's tools that can like be used for good or bad. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like, what I use ChatGPT for, bro, is like, it's I am like Tony Stark and Jarvis. First of all, I don't ever type to ChatGPT. I always use voice. I always use voice, and I have it talk back to me because I like that like talking conversation of a thought partner.
Hmm.
So what I do, I've set it up now. I'm like, I gave ChatGPT one prompt. I was like, yo, I'm gonna come in here sometimes, and I'm just gonna verbal spew, and I want you to be able to like decipher what I'm saying and then tell me if my ideas are good, bad, if I should pursue them or whatever based on you knowing me. And I've been using it for years, right? So like I've trained it pretty well to like my personality, my work style. And like we have some real conversations. I'll go in there literally with my phone and I'll just so I'm thinking about this thing today. I was going through the park and I saw this person and I'll go off on a tangent. I'm just talking like I'm having a conversation with somebody, and the blurb will be like a 5 minute dissertation. And I'm like, tell me what we can do with that. Is that a good idea? And it in like 30 seconds, it shoots back like, oh, I see what you're doing here. And it goes through my whole train of thought. And like, it's just amazing. So I now, anytime I have ideas, I make a note of them in like my notes app. And then by the end of the day, I have this like collection of like things that is on my mind. I take that list, I open up my chat GPT, and then I talk my way through the list. Hey, here's what I thought of today. Oh, I was like doing DoorDash and I thought I should make, something like this. Or I was like going with my daughter and this thing, right? And then it filters all the things and helps me to like make sense of it. Cause the biggest obstacle thing for me, ADHD, is too many decisions and getting lost in individual pieces of those decisions.
Analysis
So
paralysis.
having ChatGPT to help me get through the decisions and help me get through steps versus me trying to figure them out, it's like my brain feels light all the time. I don't spin my wheels. I just go to the tool. I'm like, hey, I need to learn how to I want to write a script for a TikTok video, but let me just tell you how I'm feeling, and I'll just tell a story, and then it'll write me a minute long script, and like it's done in like 5 minutes. Versus if I was there, I'd be, oh, is this right? Nah, nah, nah. Then I do it, then it fails. Meanwhile, I do this in like 5 minutes, and it like blows up every time. And I have other channels that I'm building right now. Like I said, the one that you know me from is gone, but I have other ones that are like on the rise.
Right,
Using
right,
all these techniques that just help me to like slim down what's happening up here. So like
right.
for me, the biggest thing has been AI, just incorporating it as a thought partner to take weight out so that I can move forward with things that are important and keep my priorities straight.
Sick. I got another question that I didn't put in your list. You kind of hinted at it a little bit. How do you feel about certain age demos playing video games? There's been a online debate, especially on our side of the demo on the internet. Certain grown men shouldn't play games. So let's just say you make a set number that you can take care of your whole family. Is it still okay, or is it that person's preference and prerogative to try to push that narrative out to the world?
I don't care what anybody does with their life as long as they're not hurting other people. And life for me, wonder why somebody has a problem with what somebody else does with their time. So
Facts.
like in general, I think that if somebody is like, I think it kind of goes in general, right? You're like, you shouldn't do this. I think that those people are always jealous that the people do it. Right? For some reason, like they can't play video games because their like life is too crazy or their partner gets on them or like some reason, right? Like they have some kind of narrative in their mind that tells them why they can't do it, that compels them to do it, right? Like to like tell other people that they can't. So I'm like,
Right.
what is so important about like so either way, whatever they feel, I think that in a world that is tough for many reasons, right? Economically, socially, there's like genocide in the world, there's like poverty, tyranny, fascism, starvation, like
Ooh, wait, he cooking
all
right
these
now.
things are happening, right? And like and those are on a grand scale, and then on a smaller scale, we all struggle day to day, right? We have like our own internal issues, our family, we don't make as much as we want to, we're not getting opportunities, traffic is bad, like all these things are like happening. Damn, what was I going? We were talking about
Men playing video games, people playing
yes,
video
yes.
games.
So all these things are happening, right? So like if you are a gardener or like what is the difference between a gardener and a video game player, right? Or somebody doing crochet or somebody making music or like whatever, right? If you're able to like take the stress away and come and deal with the world, then I'm okay with that. Now probably where the argument really comes in, I don't know if people are, I mean, I'm curious. Are people more like you shouldn't play video games, or are they like you shouldn't play video games for 10 hours? Because
See, right. I'm agreeing
if
with
you're
the
somebody, you know what I'm saying? If you're like a dude in the basement playing 2K for like all day, and your wife's like, "Yo, I need help upstairs, bro," or you're a woman, right? Playing, I'm not gonna be stereotypical, but if you're playing like Stardew Valley, I'm sorry, ladies, but if you're playing like Stardew Valley for like hours, and they're like, "Yo, we got to do like some stuff. Can we like bond as a couple?" And you're like, "Oh, I gotta like grow my carrots." You're like, "Okay, what? Okay, now what are we doing?" But
right.
just like I can't imagine anybody that has a hobby. If you do it moderately, then why would your person complain?
See, I
Like
think the
why
problem
if
of
you're
that.
if it gets you out of my hair for like an hour and you feel good and you're nice to me, then why would I complain?
See, I think the whole problem with that argument is people aren't being true with what they're choosing. Like you chose this person. This
Yo,
person probably told you, "Yo, this is what I do, and I've been doing this most of my life, so it's not going to stop because of you." And that's not a indictment of your person, but no, like I love doing this, and I'm going to continue to do this. If you care about me, well, why don't you support that? I just always like to ask different gamers that question because,
bro.
especially on our side, it's just crazy. It's only
Also,
on our side.
people need to get fucking hobbies, bro. Like I'm married now.
Facts.
The woman I dated
Bruh.
before I got married, she used to always like be up in my business. Not like, a jealous person, but it was like, well, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm like, yo, you need to get a hobby, bro. Like, why are we always like, we can do stuff together, but I'm not obligated. I still have like my own interests. Like, if I'm doing
Right.
my interest, like, and you're bored and you're thinking about me doing my interest because you don't like, what are you doing? Like, can you pick up a hobby? So I think a lot of times people's like one person has a hobby, right? Is video games and the other person's hobby is the other person. You know what I'm saying? My hobby is playing video games, and you're like, my hobby is watching you and doing
Ooh,
stuff with you. So like, what are we doing? It's like, yo, now your entertainment is my responsibility. That's crazy.
and that's a natural segue, bro. You're a natural at this, by the way. How do you create that creative space without? Because see, like I'm going through a arc right now where I'm trying to fix my delivery, and I don't think necessarily what I'm trying to deliver is the wrong message, but tone, vernacular, and word choice will change that message. And you got to add in context to why it's being said. So, me personally, I'm working on delivery. How do you create that space you need as creatives? Because sometimes we got to be like, shut the fuck up. Like, we got to say that so I can hear myself think, so I can at least put together when I walked away from said place, I'm working and this worked and now it don't work. And you might see me and you think I got attitude. So give some tips to, your setup, the world on how do you put that type of space together so you don't piss off the people who love you or want to support you.
Like in my house and in my life.
Either way,
Oh yeah, got
professional or privately.
um I think it's just I read this book just the past year is How to Make Friends and Influence People.
Mm,
And it's like a classic book that everybody like reads, right? It's like, hey, how do you like be a person? So I'm like, I told you I was going down to ground zero. Like, what are all the things I'm missing about being a person out here that's successful? But one of the things it talks about in the book is how, you know, in trying to relate to folks, it's really about finding out what they're interested in and pinging their interest before you present what you want to be doing, right? And that includes things that you're trying to do or just things that you're trying to express, right? Like you might need directions from somebody in a grocery store and you don't know if they work there or not, but like you don't want to be offensive. You could say, "Hey, do you know where the bananas are?" Or you could be like, "You know what? I'm so sorry. I'm confused right now and the store is really big. Have you seen the bananas anywhere?" Right? One is like, "You help me." The other is like, "Hey, I need help. Can you assist me?" Right? So like in general, I just try to respect that other people have things going on beyond what I'm doing, and I try to make sure that I'm taking care of them or showing them that I care versus just being selfish. And that
mm,
is in metaphor in like an emotional way, a physical way, and like a spatial way, right? So like with my wife and my daughter, it's like, all right, y'all, before I go to my like 8 o'clock creative zone, everybody fed, everybody good, like have we entertainment, how's everybody doing, like let me talk to you about your days, and if it leaks into my time it's okay, but at least I was there present first. Spatially it's like, okay, cool, this is like the daddy zone, don't come in here. But I never say that. I always say, hey, the door's wide open, you can always come in. You're never disturbing what I'm doing. I'm just like, I'm not like doing anything crazy back here behind closed doors. So
right,
nothing
right,
is that important for you to like be out of the shot. You can always come in and I can edit you out. It's not crazy. so
right, right,
I just try to create an open space environment that's not like, hey, I'm over here and you're over there. And and then in like the community kind of fan space, I don't want to say fan space. We're here together. In the
right.
community space, it's like, okay, guys, like I'm doing my life, but I also respect that like you guys have stuff going on as well. And before I just like move and shake and bring myself here, take myself away, how can I like make some kind of bridge so that you're not just accepting whatever I throw at you, and I show you that I care, as well as hoping and needing you guys to understand what I'm trying to do and supporting me. So I think it's like it's really like just awareness, man, awareness and intent of like, okay, here's what I'm doing in order to help myself get what I would like to get out of life and out of the situation. How does it affect other people? How can I mitigate how it affects other people? And is there a way for me to, make a good situation for everybody involved?
Wow. Uh, Again, I'm about to steal so much from you after this pod, bro. You
No,
have
it's
no
all good.
idea.
And I always break it down. I told you, bro, I go to AI for everything. If I have like any, like, I don't even waste any bandwidth. And I hate to say that, like, I don't think for myself, but I think the beauty of tools is that it allows your brain not to have to deal with tedious stuff. So you get the higher level thinking. So I
Mhm.
never go to ChatGPT and say, hey, how do I solve my problem? I say, hey, here's what I'm going through. Can you help me work through this? And I eventually am the one that comes with the answer, but sometimes it's just good to have somebody to back and forth
Back and
with,
forth with,
so
yeah.
that like you can get to the resolution. And bro, I've had so many, like, if I didn't have ChatGPT, I'd probably be divorced right now. I gotta look at the door. But like, I've had so many times where I'm like, oh, my wife did this. Chat GPT, tell me what to do. Okay, Chris, calm down. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, think about her perspective. And I talk through it for like 5 minutes and I feel better. Walk in, I'm like, hey, baby, I love you. Or like, with my daughter's struggling with homework, I'm like, I look at her worksheets and I can't understand it. Okay, well, scan the page and let's learn how to do this together so you can teach her. I'm like, I don't even waste bandwidth trying to figure shit out. I'm like, yo, how can you help me in this situation so that I can like then take what you help me with and move forward? And that includes creative space, real life. How do I deal with the fans, people? Okay, I'm trying to like accomplish this thing, but my life is crazy. Like, let's work it out. What's my next step I can do to move forward?
No, I feel that. You started your streaming career heavily rapping,
Yeah.
with raps on live. How does that translate to a form of therapy for you?
Oh, great, man. Art in general is, if you're like pure with it, meaning that you're unafraid. I'll say if you're unafraid, then it's very therapeutic. So like, to me, freestyle rapping is
Mhm.
like one of the highest forms, because in general we get embarrassed a little bit when we're talking in front of people and just presenting ourselves. So you don't want to come across in any situation as uneducated, dumb, you can't form sentences. And then when you step into an art form that has a rich history and you've seen people be really good at it, to see somebody that's like, yeah, I can do this, you're like, okay, what you got? But being in that seat, like, you're really like a gladiator in the arena, right? All the eyes are on you and it's really your ball to drop. And I learned that the only way to really drop the ball is by not trying. Right? So like, if you do anything, right, like the more you practice, the better you get. And if you're unafraid to go in there and practice, then you'll be successful. So that's ultimately like coming and giving myself a place to go and practice in front of people help my confidence. And like, I'm like not scared to do anything now. I can go in front of IRL people, be like, hey, it's Chris, whatever. Or like, hey, let me speak intelligently and tell you about the evolution and like whatever, right? So
Right.
it's just I enjoy that brain dumping, and the beats going, the timer's going, you're watching yourself, people are watching you. What is he going to say next? And in rap music, there's like so many ways to make it work that it really teaches you that that you can find a way, right? In hip hop, just speaking of the art form, um, there are three things that people respect, really, right? They respect lyricism, they
Hmm.
respect flow, and they respect the feeling, right? The beat is there, right? Like the beat can, like, we've all heard like one beat can exist, one person can crush it, one person can be terrible. So that's like here nor there. That drives the thing, but really the words can be inspiring. They can like move you, or it can be like, damn, he's like really bouncing with it. Okay. Or it's like, damn, this person makes me feel like I'm a millionaire. I'm not Jay-Z, but I feel like I can really do things right now. Right. It's like, how are you like, so if you can evoke one of those things, then you're a winner, right? So a freestyling person might be like, yo, all my words, do they rhyme? That's only one part of it. If I can be like, yo, na 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 na, and people can, okay, okay, he's bouncing, okay, okay, then I can switch it. It's just really like just playing and having fun. So like, to me, that's one of the purest ways to like just be out there and presenting myself, and it's just helped to translate in so many other ways. When I'm talking, I can self edit myself before things come out in ways that I didn't before. I can use all the likes, the ums, the you know what I'm saying, or I can use none. I can pause, I can reflect, I can think, I can be two steps ahead, rhyme words and patterns from two sentences back, and people are none the wiser. But it's just practice.
You said hip hop, specifically hip hop. Let me ask you a question: Kendrick or Drake?
Oh, Kendrick, please. I
Oh
uh,
my
I
god!
I I give I give
I'm gonna have to
Ken,
rethink this
yeah,
friendship.
Kendrick is like the ultimate hip hop man. Kendrick is like, if you follow, for me, I- the way I can't say if the way that I have followed their careers. When I first learned about Kendrick Lamar, he was a teenage rapper. and he was a beast from the start, and he's been dedicated to hip hop ever since. Like in every way, shape, or form of his being, he's like a student of the culture, and he exemplifies the culture. When I learned about Drake, he was an actor on a television show in Canada. He came into hip hop and he learned how to do hip hop, but to me, he's never embodied hip hop, right? He performs it well, and he's very good at it. Like I'm not going to say that he's not, like he is crazy amount of hits and lots of songs that I love. But when I think of somebody that, if I'm like, yo, who's going to represent hip hop in the Olympics? Drake's not on the list because he doesn't get enough of it, right? He knows how to make a party song. He knows how to make songs that evoke emotion and things. He knows how to do it. But
you don't you
his
don't
songs
think
really
he
don't
has
say
that? You don't think he has those introspective ballads
no, no,
that
he
puts
does.
them?
No, he absolutely does. Drake has music that speaks to the individual.
There it
Kendrick
is. There
Lamar
it
has
is.
music
There
that
it
speaks
is.
to people.
I can agree with that. I damn
Drake,
near can agree
I
with
just
that.
want to be successful. Like he talks about how, if you follow Drake's career, it's about how he wants it and how he got it and how he dominates. Kendrick is like, hey, I'm here. What are we doing? Hey, I'm here. What are we doing? Hey, us. I believe in us. Hey, what are we? Hey, people, let's all elevate together. Like his stuff is always together. Drake is always like, I'm the best. You're over there. Okay.
I think that comes with the territory of what
No, no, for
lane
sure.
you pick too. I
No,
think
no, yeah, for
uh,
sure. And also Kendrick Lamar, like I can't Kendrick Lamar control verse where he's like, "I'm the best, fuck all y'all." Like that's hip hop. So I don't think that within the genre of hip hop, like I said, I won't take anything away from Drake. Like he has bangers that I like rock with to this day. I don't think he didn't like drop off the earth to me because of this beef. Like he's still good.
right.
He was never to me like a person that I went to for like, oh man, I got too many other people I like. But there are plenty, like tons of Drake songs I like all the time. If he drops an album, I'll listen to it. Like,
Good music is good music. It
yeah,
don't matter who it is for
yeah,
me.
right. It doesn't touch me how Kendrick's touches me, but I respect it.
I can rock with that. Let me ask you another question because it kind of ties into what you just said. Success, does that go? How do you balance success over being selfish?
Um,
Because there does need to be a level of that to get to the goal. I've heard Kobe say it. I've heard Michael Jordan say it, and it's like I said before. Doing what we do, there is a little bit of luxury that you give up. So how do you balance that success, but not being too selfish? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be a little bit.
I think that you balance it out by not being selfish. meaning
Tell
now
me
here,
more.
like, follow me. If you are like, okay, um I want to be the best I don't know. Let's use Kobe. We just said it. He got the poster in the back, but Kobe rest in power. So if you're like, yo, I'm Kobe, I want to be the best basketball player of life, right? And if you're like, it's all about me, I'm gonna be at the gym, I'm gonna be doing all this stuff, and you could be doing 20,000 shots a day at the gym every day, and you become Kobe Bryant. Or you could be like, you know what? I'm doing this, but also let me bring up my family with me. Let me bring up a team. I'm doing this for y'all. Let me bring y'all to the games. Let me incorporate you into my life. So it's not just about me, right? Like there's one person that works solo by themselves to achieve the thing, and there's one person that brings their people with them to achieve the thing. So I think
I,
that whether it's with like presence or incorporating, like maybe, and I don't know his like structure, right? I just used his name, but if like his wife Vanessa was like in management or something, right? Like people have like, and rappers do this
Rose.
all the time, right? They like bring their team up and like now this guy's the PR person and whatever, right? If you're like helping to elevate others and it's not about yourself, then you can be selfish all you want if other people are benefiting, right? If they're like, yo, this
Yeah,
guy is working hard and we all benefit, then that's not selfishness. And you could be the best player, right? You could be Michael Jordan out here doing crazy shit on the internet. I'm not gonna talk about that, but like Michael Jordan out here and be known as like the don't care about anybody else person, right? Kobe, don't care about anybody else person, or LeBron, who cares about everybody and includes everybody and wins with everybody. Everybody wins with LeBron,
I look
and
at it. I
and
always
people
told
will
people,
and people will argue about who's the best forever, right? And that's the point. Like, who is the best? You can't ever compare because they were never in the same eras. But the fact that you're in the conversation, that's the important thing, and that means that you can be in the conversation of the best without being a selfish asshole. You know what I'm saying? You can be a person that includes everybody and says, "Hey guys, I like you guys. Let's all do this together." Or you can be like me, 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 and both
See,
of y'all are still being compared.
I always look at it like I don't know if you watch anime, it's the whole like Goku Vegeta. Like
Yo,
Goku is gonna pull everybody up, and that's okay. And then I love Vegeta. I always tell people I'm on my Vegeta arc right now. Then you got Vegeta. I'm gonna go over here and train by myself. Y'all cool.
yo,
If y'all need me, I got y'all. But I'm gonna be over here.
yo,
And
it's real. Speaking of anime, man, that's why Luffy is the best character. Like Luffy is like, yo, guys, I know we all want to be the best in our individual rights, but let's go together. And everybody just gets drawn to him because it's like he's like, yo, he never lets you forget. I'm gonna be the king of the pirates, y'all. That's my mission. I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. I'm gonna be the king. But I'll also help you free these people. I'll also help you get that legendary sword. I'll also help you do your thing. But we can all do it together.
we
So
can,
like
everybody eats.
I think that if everybody eats, then like now you're not being selfish anymore, and you can still be selfish.
What do you want people to feel when they come into a '06 Chris stream as a somebody who's been a part of your community for years? Let's just say I heard '06 Chris on an Impulse podcast and he's streaming. Like, what do you want someone to feel? First 30 seconds they come in.
Damn, let me go get a notebook and write some of this shit down.
Ooh, okay. Are you giving bars of life?
Man, because
Are
I'm
you
there with a purpose. Like,
okay? Okay.
either like I'm giving you some affirmation, I'm giving you some game, I'm giving you some like heads up on something, like something. I'm coming prepared to present like motivation, inspiration, some new findings that I found. Here's how you use this better. Like, hey, today we're talking about high yield savings accounts. Do y'all got your savings popping? If not, get a fucking pen, bro. Let me show you the best ones. Whatever I'm doing, right? Is like, what are we learning today? And then on the back end, we can get close with each other through like my personality and like how we talk about the subject. But for sure, the subject is going to be something relevant and useful.
I can feel that. I can feel that. How would you go about in this new era of Twitch building a motivational community? Because I've always told people, and I actually seen it on one of your old TikToks where you were like, how is it that this said streamer, like, I ain't gonna name drop because I'm a different man now. How is it that this said streamer can say you can go do all these things and you go do all these things, but you don't get the same result that they did? You feel me? Like, we got to bring attention to those people. I always tell people as well, in any industry, streaming is not an exception to industry or money. If something is birthed, there's always a subcategory birthed right underneath it, meaning that some people can go around and be like, yo, if you follow Impulse's ebooks and you do all these things and you send me $15.99, you too can be a Twitch partner. I hate seeing people like that. So in today's world of a lot of that, how does '06 Chris build a motivational community?
Um, I have always aimed to do that, and my goal, I think that the key to building a community of people that want to do anything, right, is I think you have to give more than you expect or give more than you receive. So if I want to build a motivational community, I can't just sit there and be like, "Hey, we're motivational guys." Okay. so like what am I doing, bro? Like, and in my stream, I'm just thinking about my stream now. I used to have this like segment that was an affirmation, right? I had this like sparkly background using a green screen. I had like big text that had like something, and I would write a new affirmation every night because I'm like that, right? I'm like, hey, what can I say to help people do better? And it would be something like, I'm not a victim of my bad decisions from yesterday. I can use them as lessons, right? It's like something that we talk about and we go over together. So, like, if I'm working my ass off to provide things that can help people, then eventually they know me to be a person that provides things that motivates them. Right? It's like if every time I come to Chris's thing, he's got a new affirmation every time. He says, he tells me he loves me every single time. He tells me that I can do my dreams every single time. He's making self-help books and they're like $2. And he's like not trying to pitch stuff. He's just like giving so much away. And I feel so like invigorated and inspired after his streams every single time. And this is like the 30th one I've come to. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You become that person. So I think that like that goes for anybody, anything, right? That's, you asked the question about a motivational space, but if you want to have a gaming space, right? If you're a Call of Duty streamer or content creator, what are you providing that is something that people can take away every single time? Is it like they're just watching you play, or this time are you showing them your best hideouts? Here's my best spots for sniping people. Or this time, are you telling them, okay, here's how I move around the map. I'm just going to spend the next 2 hours showing y'all how I move so I can get shots. See, we're behind the tree. Bam, watch that. See how I got that guy. Okay, let's go to the next spot. If you're actually like teaching people, then like they know that you're the person that teaches. If you're like making food and this delicious food and you're like, oh, it smells great. You're doing like mukbangs and shit. And they're like, yo, every time I want to see something delicious, they always have something delicious on every single time. And it makes me like try something new. Like you become that person. So I think that if you strive to give more than you think that you're going to receive, like don't go to it expecting to get followers and viewers. Just go there expecting to contribute to the universe of whatever community that you're in. If I'm trying to contribute to the motivational universe, it doesn't matter who's watching. I'm trying to make as many motivational things as I can just in case people find them. Just in case somebody wants to see a vegan meal, I'm making 10 vegan meals a day.
See, I think I fell into the trap in my content career. Um, Someone told me you had to have like undeniable success. Like, why am I watching this when I was playing Madden? Why am I watching you playing Madden versus the other one? And I used to think like I didn't have to win every game. Like, hey, Chris is my man's. He play Madden. My other man's plays Elden Ring. Like, I don't buy Elden Ring, but he do. So let me check out what he got on. That's how I went into it. And then the game changed. And then it's like, okay, well, now I got to go spend the next 2 hours trying to win every game. And it took so much away from me that I really never wanted to revisit competitive gaming my for content purposes. Like I still play those games, just I don't try to make content around them. I don't try to make that my personality. So how do you balance the mental clarity and avoidance of that? Because like I say, it's almost like in this Twitch space, in this content space, uh, depending on your barrier of entry is damn near how you see the careers. I see a lot of people who came in with me under the clickbait era. A lot of their content is clickbaiting. That's good and bad. I see a lot of people are IRL streamers, and then you got the competitive gamers who only play like a set of games. So, what is the mental clarity versus avoidance for O six Chris in doing this? Because I always tell people we love it, we love what we do. It's good times, it's bad times, it's highs and lows. Sometimes it takes a little bit more to ask for, and we don't know until it's taken from us.
Um, the more that I try to make things like good, the more it weighs on me. The more that I just document what I'm doing and how I'm feeling, the better it works out. So I think that anybody that is going to be successful going forward, and what I try to focus on going forward, is really about capturing my perspective and my thoughts and the way that I do things. I've learned over the last, however many years, is that, it's cool to have the snazziest, most, high tech shit that does like all the things that make people eyes pop out of their head. And oh, how do you do that? And those are great to see, but then you're like always trying to find what the next trick is, right? It's like, what's the next trick? What's like the next thing?
What's the next Elgato I need?
Right. But like if you're just playing stuff and existing, and the content is always fresh if you consider yourself a fresh source of perspective, right? Because like even if I love a thing, if I love the NFL, right? Like my perspective shifts about the NFL on any given day. Like depending on the teams, the players, the coaches, there's always something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I get myself step back from like the presentation and being the best YouTube channel with the best overlays, the best Twitch thing with all the best things, and like winning all the esports things, right? Winning all the games and being the best. And I just focus on being a person that plays that has my perspective, then that's just easier, less stress. And then it goes from how does this perform because I'm trying to do some trick, like, oh, did I land that trick? I don't know, let me check the views. Then it goes from that to just documenting yourself. It's like a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you are playing what's like the game you love to play the most right now?
I've been playing a lot of Ark, but I just admitted this to my wife the other day. The hive mind is going to tell you that Call of Duty is a bad game, and it's not. I still enjoy playing Call of Duty, and I remember when there were bad Call of Duties. This isn't a bad year of it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you know what I'm saying? Like, how much would you enjoy seeing if you got to see content of yourself, whatever the content was? Like, it could even be like an audio recording of like the first year you played Call of Duty. And if you were like, here's how you move around the map. Oh, I just discovered, you're like talking about things as you discover them. You're just like talking through you're not even trying to like, oh man, let me show you how to be the best. You're just like, oh, there's a bush. Oh shit, man, somebody shot me in the head. Oh, fuck, okay, let me get back in. Right. You're just in it. Like, if you were to see that now, that'd be so valuable to your life. You'd be like, oh my God, bro, like how much have I grown?
Nah,
so, so I
we did that on stream
I
before.
I like that perspective of like and this is dope when you do that. I like that perspective of like just collecting books on the shelf, right? It's like, okay, I made that. Okay, this is there, this is there, this is there. Whether or not it performs is neither here nor there, but did you make it?
Right.
Right. So like then at the end, when you look at your collection of books, it's like, damn, I really do have like '06 Chris guide to Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Like
I'm there.
I didn't mean to do it, but I
I
made
did.
a video
Hey,
about Chun Li. I made a video about Blanca. I made a video just like talking shit. It's not even me winning. I'm just talking about how I use them and what I like about them. And now I have a whole collection. That's crazy.
that's fire. That's a great way to look at it.
You know what I'm saying? And you do stuff like that, and it's because you like it, not because the algorithm told you that it's a hot topic right now. It's
My
because you
my,
like it, right?
my
And if you do
phrase
it, if
is
you're chasing it, then it'll never work. If you
my,
do it because you are a fan of Dragon Ball Z, then it'll work every time.
See, my phrase is a lot of people do things these days because, as I say, it sells records,
Yeah.
and that's good and bad. Of course, you got to feed into what we do because it's a result based business at the end of the day. But I think I've been having a lot more fun just doing what I like. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about stats. I don't even care if as long as it sounds good and it look good to y'all, I'm cool with it, and I'll measure the results at another day or 6 months down the road. Oh, that hit. All right, let's go revisit that. So every time we close this pod, I like to ask every one of my guests, they can ask Impulse anything, personally, professionally, something that they've all maybe wondered on their brain that they never asked me on stream or social media. Because one, this guest list of this unfiltered Patreon series is handpicked. So most people I've had personal and engagements with, whether it be transactional or real life friendships. So we always like to ask Impulse, one question, maybe the world wants to Impulse to answer. So, floor is yours, sir. One question for Impulse to close out the show.
Give me the name of one movie that you love that you don't think many people know about that you think can change my life.
Source code.
Source Code.
Source
Bring it.
code.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it today, bro.
Someone like you.
Source Code.
It's crazy because I just watched Record of Ragnarok the other day, and one of the fights was the Hindu god. You have to go through all 6 phases, and like they're telling you that this is how he powers up. And during the fight, you
Jake
see
Gyllenhaal.
you go through all 6 phases. That's one of his better movies too.
Yo, I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
But
I just watched or rewatched for like the 40th time Spider-Man Far From Home.
I've never watched that.
Him playing with Mysterio. Like I love Jake Gyllenhaal. It's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight with the kids. I've never watched that, but you will love Source Code because it's. I always tell people that movie's so fire. It's like a roller coaster that starts on 10, and by the end of the movie, you're like on 20
Yo,
because you're
I'm with
gonna.
it, man. I enjoy movies that take me on a ride. That's like I love it. So I'm with it.
And at the end of it, you're gonna be like, "Wow, Impulse put me on the gym here."
Yo, let's go. Like I say, it's got my man Jake Gyllenhaal. I already know it's fire. Like he's like one of the top. Like I trust everything he's in.
He's not going to be in a bad production. Well,
Yeah.
not totally his fault, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He'll do his job.
right. But I appreciate you coming onto the show, brother. Any closing remarks, anything you want to tag, anything you want to plug? Where can the people find the new '06 Chris? Because I'm gonna be a fan for life. Like I think you locked me in with one of your freestyle raps on stream, so like I'm locked in now. You feel me? Your programming work. So where
Nah,
can
right
the
on. I
people?
appreciate it. First of all, I want to thank you, my man, for having me on. Like I don't take lightly when people let me into their spaces and expose me to people that they've been in community with. So I thank you so much. And I think that anybody that is following this homie is y'all are in good care. So I appreciate just being able to share the energy. As far as trying to find me, good luck.
Facts.
Yo, on the real, the thing that I do now, like all the things that I started, I'm gonna tell y'all things that I do, right? I got like one channel that is like I started doing DoorDash for like making money, but then I was like, I can't just do DoorDash, right? I started scheming. So I have like ideas for apps, and of course I made a social content channel around door dashing. It's like out there. I'll never tell people what it is because like I these days I'm into analytics. So I have like a DoorDash channel. I have like a channel with like a couple other topics, but I really enjoy knowing that what I'm doing attracts the right people versus me telling somebody and them going, oh yeah, let me support you. Like, nah, bro, I don't want your support. I want the people that like what I'm doing to find me and be like, whoa, this is awesome. So it might
Right,
be it
right.
might be an ego thing, but
Nah,
in
it makes
general,
sense.
the best place to find me right now that I can say is my YouTube though. That's the one place that's consistent, and I've started posting there again. I just had a video blow up, probably my best video that I've had. I don't care about views, but I'm proud of this one. It's got like 13K right now, but
Ooh
it's
wee.
a post Bad Bunny performance from the Super Bowl. I just had like a moment. I'm committing to Spanish fluency now. So like I've just started my first day of like Spanish lessons after I've taken Spanish like years ago, but I'm like getting back into it now because I'm like there's no reason why I shouldn't have continued and I shouldn't have like some fluency now. So
My wife is Hispanic, so I get a crash course every day.
let's go. My YouTube is I am O6 Chris. IAM06CHRIS, just like it says right there, because I am. And if there's where I'm like documenting everything, right? I do like every other day, I do like a journal documentary style like entry where I'm just like talking about the thing that's on my mind. And in the background, I'm doing these long form videos of like, hey, I'm learning Spanish. So that's probably the best place to see where I'm just documenting things. And if you want to see what I'm coming out with, that's the most likely place that I would talk about it.
Gotcha. I appreciate you, brother. This is going to end this pod on the Patreon, on the paywall. So y'all got to pay money to hear my man talk
Yo,
now.
let's
This
go.
ain't
Let's go.
free
All
no
right, man.
more.
Yo,
Y'all got to pay money.